Bendición, luz y progreso. Love, light, prosperity to each and every one of the viewers, wherever you're watching from. I'm going to give it a minute for people to join the stream. We've been having technical difficulties. I don't know what's been going on. And I don't believe we're retrograding right now. So I don't know what's up. We just had the full moon. Okay. We had the full moon in Sagittarius. It was a strawberry moon yesterday. So if you didn't do any of your full moon rituals, it's okay. You still have 3 days to receive that potency of the moon. So definitely make sure that you are doing what you need to during this full moon, okay? Definitely very intense. Okay, I was trying to get my words together in the last live, but there was just too much going on. You know what I'm saying? It's still doing that. I don't know why it's doing that, but we're gonna keep pushing. Technology is technology, right? But this full moon in Sagittarius that we just had was a very liberating moon. I don't know about y'all, right? Because everybody experiences full moons in different capacities. But for me, this full moon was very intense and very intentional because not only was it in my sign, but it was just so much going on that connected me with this moon. So I definitely know that major things are on the rise. All right. So if you've been feeling intense energy, you've been feeling overwhelmed, you've been feeling like, you've been releasing everything, like you no longer view your life as the same person that you were 6 months ago, I can wholly guarantee that that's exactly what it is because you're no longer the same person. So with that being said, take the time and the initiative to recognize the changes that you have done thus far, right? Because I don't know about y'all, I'll speak about myself, right? But I get into positions where I set goals and I reach them. And then instead of letting that moment sink in, what I do is I proceed on to the next. What's the next endeavor? What's the next project? And I never give myself that moment of gratitude towards myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't gratify the moment. I just jump to the next opportunity. So I feel like sometimes we also need to slow down and really recognize the changes that we adapt to, but not just only adapt to the changes that we end up implementing into our lives because we understand that it is part of our growth and is part of our spiritual path and journey. And it's part of healing, you know what I'm saying? Healing isn't linear. Not everybody heals at the same speed. So I am gonna do collective energy, but I am giving it a moment for people to connect. I might have to restart. Yeah, I might have to restart my TikTok. For whatever reason, I feel like I get shadow banned sometimes, and that's a bit irritating. But it's okay. Who's here is here. Um. All right. We're going to open up in prayer here momentarily. We got to bless the space. If you guys are on YouTube or on Facebook, make sure you guys tap in down below, say hello, subscribe to the tribe if you haven't done so. We are slowly getting there. Okay, 1,000 subscribers. I don't know why I said dollars. Maybe somebody's about to receive $1,000. I don't know, But we are almost at 1,000 subscribers. So thank you to everyone who has supported thus far. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. I am currently streaming on 4 platforms, so we are just giving it a minute for people to tune in. I am going to tap in on collective energy to see what's going on with this potent energy of the full moon. Jesus Christ, this is crazy. You see how that is going crazy? There must be somebody else in here with me. That's probably what it is. It's gotta be. And look, as soon as I said that, it's gotta be somebody in here with me. It's staying stuck there too. I don't know. I'm dying. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and bless the space. I've shuffled all the decks that I want to tap into. We're going to clear the space and the energy so that we can make sure that we align energetically and receive the messages from Divine Source. I think I'm just going to go ahead and jump into collective. So whenever you guys tap in, all right, just know that that is the time, the moment that you were meant to align, okay? If you're not familiar with me, welcome. My name is Madam Divine. I'm an intuitive psychic medium. I'm also a Reiki practitioner. I work with energy as a healer. I am also an intuitive poet as well. So if you guys are into that stuff, what's up, Lena? If you're into that stuff, definitely tap in. I feel like there is somebody here with me today because that has been going crazy on TikTok. Or maybe I'm about to connect with somebody's energy. I don't know, right? Because this shit has been glitching like crazy. And I don't want to keep holding all the other collectives because this shit is glitching. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to leave it for what it is. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and open up in prayer. If you guys are here, make sure you guys share the live with at least a minimum of 5 friends. I am going to tune in on collective energy. So, this may apply to you or it may not. All right. If it resonates, it resonates. And if it doesn't, let it fly. Okay. What's up, Mama Bendición? I've been good. I tried to come on last night, but it was the full moon, and I definitely wanted to take advantage and do my own rituals because I feel like, as a healer, you tend to put so much into your collective that you tend to put your stuff aside. So yesterday I took it upon myself to really connect with the moon energy, and it was in my sign. What's up, Brixton? It was in my zodiac sign, which was a plus. Is this off? Guys, look, I'm telling you, we are having technical difficulties. Like the mic is off on Instagram. It's like for whatever reason, it's like there's something that wants to like intervene with me trying to deliver the messages because I have never had this many I haven't had this many delays or distractions. I appreciate it. I definitely feel like there's somebody here with me because it keeps glitching over here. Um and it's probably one of my ancestors, really, honestly. What's going on, beautiful people? Whoever is here, okay? We've been trying to connect for the last 10 minutes. Mercury is not retrograding, so I really don't know what is up with this ordeal, but I'm gonna go ahead and open up in prayer. So whoever is here is gonna receive their collective energy, and if they don't, y'all already know, join the Soul Tribe, join YouTube. Okay, you guys can always run it back over there. We just had the full moon in and I keep repeating myself because there's multiple people that keep coming in, so that's why I keep repeating myself. But the full moon was definitely intense. It was in Sagittarius energy, so there's a lot of shifts and changes coming. You see what I'm saying? Look, a lot of shifts and changes coming. We're just gonna let it be for what it is, right? So let's go ahead and open up and pray, y'all, because this shit is crazy. I'm just gonna go in and we're gonna make do with what it is, okay? Woo! Let's clear out that energy, spirit. Padre nuestro que está en los cielos, santificado sea tu nombre. Venga tu reino, hágase tu voluntad en la tierra como en el cielo. Danos hoy nuestro pan de cada día. Perdona nuestra ofensa como también nosotros perdonamos a los que nos ofenden. No nos deje caer en la tentación, líbranos del mal. Amén. Ave María, Dios te salve María, llena eres de gracia, el Señor es contigo. Bendita tú eres entre todas las mujeres y bendito es el fruto de tu vientre Jesús. Santa María, Madre de Dios, ruega por nosotros pecadores, ahora en la hora de nuestra muerte. Amén. Gloria al Padre, al Hijo, al Espíritu Santo, como era en el principio, ahora y siempre, por los siglos de los siglos. Amén, amén, amén. God, above all, I give you thanks for this time, space, and energy that you're aligning me with the collective. Once again, I ask that you please remove my energy as I now tap into the frequency of the collective. I ask that you utilize me as the vessel to channel the messages from divine source of clarity and truth to the collective. May it be in alignment for their highest good. At this time, I call upon Archangel Michael for your divine protection, divine order. I ask that you please remove any and all negativity, anybody trying to cause any harm, distractions, delays. I ask that you block out and report it back to the source. Okay, we're gonna run it back to the source. We're gonna rebuke that energy. At this time, I do call upon my santos, my eguns, my muertos, la gitana que me acompaña, los indios que me rodean, my son 3, my grandmother Emilia, my best friend Sierra. As we now tap in spirit, I ask that I connect with the ascended masters, my angels of divine white light. May my aura and my crown be protected as I now tap in. Use my gifts to tap in with the collective spirit. Whatever it is that I need to sense, feel, I ask that you align me with that energy, spirit. We give all things in gratitude. Ashe, ashe, ashe to the ancestors. We give all things in gratitude. Welcome in, whoever is here. Welcome in. We've been having technical difficulties, but you know what? We're going to keep pushing because the messages are going to come through, okay? So we're going to tap in. I got the clarifying situations deck out here. So if you've been going through it, this is definitely the time to maybe tune into this live. There may be something in here that you may, reflect on or may resemble in your current situation, current energy. So let me go ahead and fix this here so we can put collective. We're going to tap in on collective. If you guys would share the live. All right, share the live with at least a minimum of 5 friends. And whenever you come, know that your messages are aligned with you at the time that they need to, okay? Doesn't matter if you just came in or if you just came at the end. You know what I'm saying? I always say God will align you and bring you in the spaces that you need to, okay? We've already prayed for the space. So whoever is connecting will be here, okay? I'm gonna grab some of my dice too. Actually, I'm gonna grab all my dice. We haven't done dice in a while, so we're gonna tap in with dice as well. But let's get into the tarot. All right, let's get into the tarot. Actually, no, the clarifying situations. Let's tap into clarifying situations. I feel like I'm all over the place, and I feel like this is kind of y'all because there's a lot going on, right? And again, I'm tapping in on 4 different collectives right now. So please forgive me if I feel like I'm jumpy. Like, you know what I'm saying? You would think that I just like started streaming today or something. I don't know. It's weird. Weird energy. But anyways, spirit, let's tap in. What's up, Renita? Why is this not charging? You see what I'm talking about? Technical difficulties for sure. I don't understand. All right. No mic. Hello, hello, hello. Y'all, we are having some crazy difficulties. All right, y'all. Let's tap in. Let's tap in, spirit. Ain't nobody gonna stop me from delivering the messages. All right. I don't care what's going on the screen. I don't care what you're trying to send, what you're trying to do. Okay. It's not gonna work. All right. Because one thing about me is God always going to favor over me. All right. So, spirit, what is going on with the collective? What is the current energy? Ooh, that one wanted to come out, so I'm gonna take it. It says, "Be here now." Could be the full moon. Yeah, it's definitely the full moon. All right. It says, "Be here now and see what's real." Ooh. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? Please let me know if you guys can hear me. I want to make sure that each and every collective that I have here, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram, I want to make sure that you guys all hear me. So tap in and let me know if you guys hear me. Let me see those flowers. You already know the vibes, okay? You already know vibes. Let's see them flowers, y'all. You hear me? Perfect. Perfect. All right, so we're good. All right. So be here in the now. So there's a need for you to really be aware of your present moment, okay? Um with this full moon energy came not just healing, right? But with this full moon energy, it came with lessons, right? It came with lessons, it came with decisions, it came with choices, right? This full moon came with so much energy. It doesn't matter how it impacted if you're Sagittarius or not, right? But this full moon is to really put you in this energy of you being in the present moment. All right. You practicing your mindfulness, right? You connecting with divine source. You really connecting with your inner voice, right? I feel like what's going on right now in the collective is a lot of things are being stripped away. You know, what you felt once was like a community, what you felt comfortable with, it's like that doesn't cease to exist anymore. It seems like there's sudden shifts that have happened, right? Because spirit is saying you need to see what's real, right? Because a lot of things can appear to you in one way and it be a whole different thing. You get what I'm saying? I feel like that pertains to people too, right? People will show up in a certain energy, but then be something polar opposite of what they're trying to be. So there's a need for you to observe. So not just be in the present moment, but there's a need for you to be in the energy of observation. Okay, taking note, being very vigilant, taking a mental note, right? Not necessarily, you know, not necessarily wasting your energy and or over expending your energy, but you're seeing things for what they are. You know what I'm saying? Like things are clear, vivid, like there's no veil. You get what I'm saying? There's no excuse, there's no reason. Like it is what it is. Like you can't tell me that this candle is not white, right? You can't tell me that. That's just what it is. So I feel like a lot of you are really starting to gain insight. Okay, a lot of you are really starting to get major clarity. Okay, whether it's with people, whether it's with careers, whether it's with where you're at in your personal life, right? um and when I see this eye, right, What it shows me is like I feel like you guys are going to start seeing things from a different perspective, a different view. Like you're no longer going to start seeing things from your eyes. You're going to be seeing from your eye. You get what I'm saying? Like now you got like three eyes. Why is this not charging? There we go. For some of you, there is a need for you to recharge, okay? Because I just had to charge my phone. The number two could be significant. Um, or 2 days could be relevant for some of you, okay? Spirit, for the current collective, give me another card, please. Trust your path. Love that. Trust your path. And then at the bottom of the deck is steady progress. So for a lot of you, not only are you having to trust this new direction in your life, right? But a lot of you are really learning to tune into your intuition, right? Because it's so funny. I saw this video before I came on, right? And it was a video of a brother and sister who pretty much they what's the word that I want to use? They escaped from the house, right? And without like nobody knowing. So they were making a TikTok and they were having fun and they were both looking at the phone. And I guess either a parent or somebody that they weren't expecting to get caught, they got caught. And so their surprise to it, you know what I'm saying? It was at the same time, but they knew that they weren't supposed to be doing that, right? So the girl was like, my gut told me, my gut told me. And that's the thing, your gut will always tell you. Your gut will always tell you. It's always a feeling, it's a nudge, it's just like a knowing, right? But there's a need to trust that more. And I feel like the collective that I'm tapping in with, right? You guys are really moving into like this new wave, okay? I'm literally seeing a new wave. Some of you guys may be moving to a larger body of water where there's like a maybe like a major city or something with water, because I'm seeing a lot of water here. Or maybe you could be a water sign. Water placements could be significant here. But a lot of you are really tuning into your highest frequency, your higher self, okay? Because not only are you practicing your meditation, your mindfulness, you're really working on trying to become a better version in general. You're leveling up. That's the best way that I could put it. You're leveling up, okay? However that may look like to you. Remember in the beginning I said, doesn't matter how many achievements you have. It doesn't matter how many achievements you have literally achieved, okay? It is you really recognizing the steps of where you are, right? Because we tend to fixate on goals and we have, a standard that we want to regulate and we want to reach. And once we reach that, it's like, you know, you move on to the next. You go on to the next. Like, okay, well, I achieved that. Well, let's go double this time. And let's go for maybe a little bit of a period of time. You get what I'm saying? It's like you're never satisfied. You're always wanting the next. So I really do feel like this energy with this full moon, what it's asking you is to trust in your intuition, trust in your knowing. There's a need for you to be still in the present, and there's a need for you to literally visualize everything for what it is. Okay? Visualize, see beyond the surface. Okay? Because I'm going to be honest with y'all, okay? When it comes to the world that we live in, okay? The world that we live in, a lot of people live in a world of fantasy, right? It's not real. It's not real. And that's where you need to really know who yourself is, right? Because when you know yourself, you are real, you're authentic, you're true, you're genuine, you're real, you're a real person, right? But everybody outside of that equation are people who don't know themselves and are trying to be something else other than themselves, right? Where they create this facade of being a um it's like they're not ready or willing or even capable of doing the work to tap in to see who they even are, right? It's just easier for them to portray a different character than themselves. You guys understand what I'm saying? I know I'm going in deep, but this moon was very much what that was. Very, very deep. So we're going to think very thoroughly about what's going on. But with all that with all that being said, right? Because you're moving in this energy, right? Because you're moving in this energy, you're making steady progress. Steady progress all the way. All right? Train tracks here. Train tracks could be significant. Elegua, okay? Elegua could be significant for some of you if you guys follow African spirituality. Elegua could be significant, all right, where maybe you have been manifesting new opportunities or you've been manifesting um, a new like a new path to be open, and you get what I'm saying, a new gateway. Why is this dim? But anyways, um I feel like a lot of you guys are really about to come into this energy of receiving the answers that you've been looking for. Okay, because this right here is somebody who's done some deep soul work. Okay, this is somebody who has done some deep soul work. Somebody who has been really healing, releasing, doing a lot of reflection, doing a lot of shadow work. Okay, I'm not even gonna hold you. A lot of shadow work. I'm gonna see what zodiacs. Let me roll some dice and see what zodiacs. We got Aquarius, we got Leo and Libra. Aquarius, Leo, and Libra, those could be significant. All right. I'll check those others later. Let's get into the tarot, y'all. Look at that. Look at that. I dropped the deck, okay? I didn't have the whole deck. And look, Libra energy. We got Justice and the Fool, y'all. This is how the deck came up, all right? We got Justice and the Fool. So Libra, heavy Libra energy here. A lot of you guys are really working on balancing and restoring. Um, you guys are really on this new path of wanting to try something you've never experienced before. You guys are taking this leap of faith. You're jumping in. For some of you, you're going in with blind faith. You're just trusting the process. You're trusting that this is where you're meant to be. And I feel like because you're doing that and because you're trusting your intuition, you're trusting your instinct, you're going to flourish because you're basically telling the universe, look, I don't know what is to happen with this, but for whatever reason you aligned me with this opportunity. And because you aligned me with this opportunity, I can only think for myself that it is for a reason, right? I have this opportunity for a reason. It's not by chance, it's not by mistake. This is my opportunity. And sometimes, when things are meant to find you, and they're meant for you, they will find you like this. There's no need for you to be chasing. There's no need for you to be hounding anybody. It just like literally walks straight into your arms, okay, without you even asking. But a lot of you are really jumping on this like, I'm going to start fresh. I'm ready to start fresh. I'm ready to start new. Some of you guys could be, again, like a larger city. Some of you guys could be moving to a larger city. Because I also got that body of water as well. It could be a lake, okay? A lake, or it could even be like a beach. But really I feel like it's a lake, cuz I'm seeing city. I'm seeing city. I'm seeing mountains too. I mean, it could go either way. It could go either way. All right, let's tap in. Spirit, why is the Fool here? Oh, look, the Seven of Swords. Yeah, y'all taking a leap of faith, and you're not deceiving yourself anymore. Because I feel like for a long time, collective, um, you didn't even trust yourself. You weren't trusting yourself in your own decisions. You weren't trusting yourself in, you know, in moving in a direction. It's like, you, anytime you wanted to move forward, you were always looking back, right? Like, all right, I'm gonna take this initial step. I'm gonna move this way, right? But I'm gonna still be paying attention back there to see what's going on, right? Instead of just trusting and letting go, right? It's like you you sabotaging yourself when you do this. You sabotaging yourself. And I feel like y'all taking a leap of faith. You're finally like, you know what? I can't do this no more, you know? And also like for a lot of you too, when it comes to your emotional fulfillment, your cup, right? A lot of you aren't going to be you're not going to be out here giving all of that beautiful energy and just letting it go to waste. I'm definitely getting like you're like really adamant about who you exchange your energy with, okay? Especially excuse me. Especially when it comes to partnerships, okay? I feel like a lot of you guys are reserving or you're coming off a bit more reserved, especially when it comes to your heart space. Um and for some, I feel like you also had to like really cut deep. And what I mean by that is like you had to you had to give your shoulder to people. You know what I'm saying? Like you had not your shoulder, but you had to give your back to people. Um because you're not playing. Look at that. Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. Listen, this new opportunity that's coming in for you guys, because you are trusting it and fully trusting it, and you're also being mindful of who you are keeping in your surrounding energy and who you're exchanging your energy with. Not only are you going to be having the time of your life, right? But this is also going to materialize into an opportunity for you. Okay? This could be a new job. This could be a new career. This could be a new project, a new endeavor. This could be a new property. It doesn't matter, right? But it's something tangible. Something that you can hold, right? This is a manifestation of yours. And I feel like it's taking you a long time to achieve this. um but it's finally coming in, but it took you to really accept, right? Look, the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups in reverse. Listen, for some of you, you had to cut out a female and a male. Okay, for some of you, you had to cut a female and a male. And I told y'all it was water energy, right? And we got all water placements. All right, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I said that and I kept saying body of water. So water is very significant here, you guys. Water is very significant. And when you think about water, water is has everything to do with emotions. So I really do feel like the collective that I'm picking up on, right? Not only are you seeing the reality of things with your relationships, with all of your partnerships, but for a lot of you, you are you're taking this newfound faith, you're taking new opportunities, and everything that transpired in the past, you are no longer going to objectify your feelings to it anymore. I feel like whatever it is that you went through within this connection or these connections, these could be people that were bitter, people that held back, that weren't all the way true, um, that came off a bit narcissistic or manipulative, right? Because they knew exactly what they were doing. I really do feel like you're finally going to close this chapter. And because you're closing this chapter, not only are you getting a new, right, because when you close chapters, right, typically a new one opens. Well, there is your new one. You see what I'm saying? You have the Ace of Pentacles here. So, yes, you do have things coming in. And I feel like it took you to cut and release these cords because it seems like these were either distractions or these were energies that were causing you to operate in a lower vibrational state where you would never be able to succumb to your highest frequency. You get what I'm saying? It definitely feels like, yeah, a trap. It's like people wanted to keep you trapped and stuck. And for a lot of you, mental health could have been something that is very significant to you. Maybe you've dealt with it, or maybe we're dealing with somebody that was dealing with mental health. But I do feel like, for a long time there was this worry, there was this stress, there was this anxiousness, like, being up at night and really just over analyzing every single thing, nitpicking every single thing. And now you've become restless, right? You've become restless. You can't, you're cranky, you're moody, you're pissed off. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really takes a toll on you. Um, and that's a trap. And that's what was blocking you, you guys. That's what was blocking your intuition. But remember, this full moon is literally bringing you into a placement where not only are you going to be sitting in stillness, but in this stillness, you're going to receive every answer that you need. There's no need for you to go out and look for things, because when you look for things, you find shit. When you find shit, you react. And that's not the way to do it, right? Because that is the unhealed version of you. If you are molding yourself and becoming this high vibrational being that you signed up to be, right? In this lifetime, you signed that contract. You knew exactly what you was doing when you came down here, right? But I really do feel like you're on this trajectory of really embodying your highest self. I don't see you going back. There's no way, because once you tap into that higher frequency, right? It doesn't matter how many times you fall, you always get back up. There's always something about that frequency that's always gonna put you farther where you need to be, right? So doesn't matter whether you're religious or spiritual, right? To each his own. But I really do feel like, the reason why you were really stuck, especially in your mental, is because you were blocked. Intuitively, you were blocked. You weren't picking up the signs. It's like you saw the flags, but again, you want to give people the benefit of the doubt, but that's the worst thing that you can do, right? Because people will definitely show you their true colors, and it's literally up to you to accept whether that's them or not. And in most cases, what we do is we give people the benefit of the doubt, and we tell them like, oh, so and so has this issue, but it's gonna be fine, like it's not a big deal. And then that one thing turns into something so much more bigger, right? Instead of just facing the facts for what they are. But again, if you're vibrating in a lower frequency, you won't be able to see things for what they are, because again, it's like you're putting those rose colored glasses. You're putting them on and you're seeing something so much more vivid and so much more clear, but in your perspective, right? So this is this is your past energy. This is definitely giving me past energy. We have the Emperor here. Why is the Emperor here? The Eight of Swords. Yeah, for a lot of you, um, you're like freeing yourself. Um, you're freeing yourself, and you're going back and redeeming yourself. You're standing in your power. You are somebody that is truly in their power. You're somebody that is respected. You're somebody that's honored. You are somebody that knows their worth. Again, big city, okay? There's a big city here, okay? So either New York, I'm seeing New York could be significant. Um, any of the boroughs, okay? New York, the city, okay? I'm not talking about upstate. I'm talking about New York, the city. New York could be significant here. I'm also getting I don't know why I'm hearing Chicago. Um I'm hearing Philly too. I don't know. These are the three major cities that I'm hearing: New York, Philly, and did I say Chicago? I said Chicago, right? Pretty sure that's what I said. I don't know why I got those, but New York, Philly, Chicago. That's what I got. Yeah, it's like you had two choices, collective. All right, you had two choices. And to be honest, I don't feel like you're going with either of them. I don't feel like you're going with either of them. I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like you really just gonna do your own thing. You're really just gonna do your own thing. You're gonna really tap into your own frequency. Um and you're gonna start gaining more clarity and insight. And because of this, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like you're a loaded gun. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody can come in and try to move in any type of way because you see right through them, right? Um, you literally see right through them. It's like nobody can come in and try to perceive something else than what it is. You get what I'm saying? Um, let me see some planets. Let's get some planets, Spirit. Okay, so we have Saturn, we have Neptune, and I believe we have the South Node. Um, well, it could be either the South Node or the North Node. Um, the South Node pertains to the past. Okay, we were talking about that. How you are cutting out, or maybe you cut out certain energies Um because you don't want to keep looking over your shoulder. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I feel like there's a need for you to really trust, okay? Cuz I really do see, and I see a lot of yellow here. Okay, so there's a lot of creativity. You have a lot of creativity. A lot of you could be birthing new ideas, okay? But I feel like these changes are real significant, and they're really going to connect you with ample opportunities, okay? And it's not, and what I'm hearing is like with the Two of Swords, right? It's not just one way. It's not just one specific way that things need to be done. Like, you're not subjected to just left or right. No, you can go up, down, diagonal, wherever you want to go, right? The world is yours. Cause I'm getting that movie from Scarface, The World is Yours. And it really is. And I feel like it's up for the taking. And for a lot of you, you could attract also somebody that is in that same energy, somebody that is in this divine masculine energy, somebody who is in power, who has control of themselves. Okay. um this could also be an Aries, okay, because that is aligned with Aries energy. um Spirit, can we focus a little more on this new beginning? What is this new beginning for my look? The Seven of Swords again. Look, y'all. I'm gonna tell you something. Don't doubt. Okay? Don't doubt. I feel like your mind can play several tricks on you. Right? Like one moment you're straight, you're convinced you're gonna do this, and then the next moment it's like the complete opposite. You lose track. Okay, look, the Seven of Swords, clarify with the Seven of Swords. It's like don't cheat yourself. Don't cheat yourself out of this new don't cheat yourself out of this new life, okay? This new journey. Don't cheat yourself. Um because I feel like you've done that before. I feel like you've done that before. And I'm hearing loud and clear, like, don't play. This is not, this isn't the time to play or let this one go. Because for a lot of you too, right, there are people who come into blessings, right? And because they feel like they are blessed, right? Not saying that you aren't, right? But because you feel like you are blessed, not only are you over here giving away those blessings, but you're giving them away because you're thinking that there's more to come. But I'm hearing that this time there ain't no more opportunities, right? Yes, you got a bunch, right? But this isn't the time for you to give this one away. Like, this one is meant for you. So don't sabotage this, okay? Because you I feel like you definitely can. And you also need to be mindful of the company that you keep surrounding you too, okay? Not everybody that smiles in your face is a true friend. Just gonna be honest. Not everybody that's in your face is a true friend. All right, we got Leo energy and we got Sagittarius. Heavy fire energy here, okay? So for a lot of you, um, I feel like there is a internal struggle here, um, with the Strength in reverse, and then you have the Temperance here. I feel like there's a need to balance out insecurities that you may have. There's a need for you to balance out whatever self-doubts that you have. There's a need for you to really recalibrate your energy, all right? Because I definitely do sense that the collective is tired, you're exhausted, um you're struggling, right? But you're not letting anybody in to let them know that, right? You're not you're very prideful. Okay, because I'm getting very prideful energy. um I feel like there's a need for you to really exude this energy of patience. All right, I know patience is not for everybody. Patience is not something that everybody is guaranteed to have, right? But I feel like all of these things that are occurring in your life, all these shifts that are happening in your life, is because you're pushing towards your life purpose. You're pushing through your you're tapping into why you are here, right? And that alone is deep, right? Because we're not just here to have the human experience. We have a purpose on this earth. We all have a purpose. 50-50. Fives could be significant. The month of May could be significant. 55 could be significant. All right. Um, or there's just significant changes all around, because five is also associated with the tower. Because I don't know why I'm getting the tower card right now. But you're right, babe. I just unexpectedly took half a month off of work and my body is exhausted. I'm telling you, like, we are not just meant to have uh we're not just here for a spiritual experience. We're also here to have the ultimate experience, right? As a human being. But at the same time, there needs to be a balance. You know what I'm saying? You got to be practical in some things. There needs to be a balance, and right now it just seems like there's lack. And because there's lack, that's where that surrounding of the seven swords come from, right? You got to be mindful of who you got in your energy, because people will knock you off your pedestal real quick, just because just because there's a lot of majors here. Okay, look, the eight of wands, something's coming in fast. Okay, wands is very fast energy, so days, weeks, 8 days, could be within a week. Could be some sort of communication coming in, some sort of apology. Okay, something that you weren't really expecting. I feel like something, or for some of you guys could receive some disappointing news. Um yeah, there's going to be some sort of truth that's going to be spoken here. All right, maybe some sort of apology. um but I feel like there's going to be some sort of conversation, and this is going to not only bring breakthrough into your life, but it's also going to sharpen your mind. Okay, it's also going to have you either build new ideas, and really tap into that energy. And for some of you guys, I don't know, journaling could be very significant here. And it's crazy because I picked up the deck and I see the Ace of Swords here. So journaling can be something significant. Some of you guys may have a dear diary, or maybe need to tap more into it, right? But I definitely do feel like there's going to be some sort of news, some sort of communication that's going to be coming in your way very quickly here. Um, for some of you, it could be something that, you regret or you feel disappointed. Um, let's hope this is not conflict. Okay, but I have the 10 of wands here. So for a lot of you, you've been feeling burdened. You've been feeling like you carry an immense weight, because even when I look at this full card, she's wearing a backpack, so it's like you're always carrying additional weight on your back, right? But even with that, like, it's taking you some time to trust the process. because for a long time you guys felt stuck. But again, it takes reflection. It takes time for you to really look in and seek, right? To see the answers, right? See things for what they are. Because I'm telling you, you can put those glasses on so quick and see something other than what it is, right? I feel like the collective that I'm picking up on, spirit is saying that there is a need for you to retract from conflict or people that you sense that have this energy um of wanting to be in competition. Okay. Spirit is wanting you to separate yourself from any abusive relationships or friendships that have taken advantage in any type of way. All right. Spirit wants you um to be careful of the company that you keep, right? Because not everybody has the best intentions. Some people are will do anything. They will do anything just to win. It doesn't matter what it is. You get what I'm saying? So you got to be careful with certain people. Um and that's why I say you got to be very intentional. But with that being intentional, it that requires you to tap in with self. And not everybody is able or capable of doing that, right? So, final words, spirit, for for my collective, final words. Final words for my collective. Yeah, I feel like for a lot of you, you're going to start working on your relationships, okay? Relationships are going to be something that are going to be very significant, especially with this full moon in Sagittarius that we just had. You're going to be either focusing on repairing whatever is still lingering from past relationships, whether they're friends or lovers. Um there's a need for you to really have there's a need for you to really exude this self-love, okay? Especially if you dealt with a lot of partnerships and they haven't all ended, you know, they haven't all ended peacefully, right? um Not saying all y'all do this, right? But uh some of y'all tend to be in situationships, right? And then you're confused, and it's frustrating because you can't say nothing, right? But again, these are things that you need to pay attention to. Have the discernment so you don't make it to that point. You get what I'm saying? Because that alone can really fuck up your mental, and it can make you start questioning your worth, right? If you're somebody that does that, right? Because everybody has different trigger wounds, trigger responses. So I definitely do see that you're going to embody more self-love. You're going to be doing things more on the spectrum of, if it's for me, it will be for me. I'm not going to force anything. You get what I'm saying? Um you've been through a lot, collective. You've definitely been through a lot. I'm definitely picking up on that. Um, but I don't want you to fret, okay? I definitely do see you moving in a different light. And spirit just wants to give you that message and tell you, you know what? If you continue having this momentum, you're going to have everything. You're going to have everything that you need. But continue to move in patience, okay? Patience is going to be your ally. Patience is going to be your ally. And I feel like patience is something that is difficult for people, but it's not it's not like you can't achieve it. You get what I'm saying? Um there's no need for you to be in competition with anybody. All right, you move on your own accord. You move on your own accord with the Knight of Swords here. You move on your own accord. Okay, look, Emperor energy. Again, some of you guys could be connecting with the Emperor. Okay, some of you could be dealing with somebody who is older. Or this could be a father figure. Or maybe these are the aspects that you need to look into to heal, okay? But yeah, collective. I'm not gonna go too much in. Let me go ahead and get some numbers for y'all. So we have 225. All right. March, October, and July could be significant. And we're about to go into July. Um July 10th could be significant. July 10th could be significant. I'm getting July 9th or 10th. Hi, Mama. Girl, I got your bracelet here. I'm going to ship it out tomorrow. I had such a crazy day today. But I just ended Collective, girl. So if you want to run it back, you can run it back on YouTube, okay? I pray that you guys received your message. I don't know why I'm sounding very raspy. I would love to do readings, but I don't want to lose my voice. So I apologize for the delay, y'all. There was a major delays, but I do pray that you received your message, collective, however that appeared to you. I pray that you continue to grow, evolve, and become the best version of yourself, because you deserve to experience that in your life. Okay? You deserve that. So, collective, I'm gonna go ahead and close out. I will be doing readings tomorrow, so if you guys want to tap in, all right, you guys already know Linktree is in the bio. I'm not sure what time, but I will keep you guys posted. Saturday, I will not be live. I may go on first thing in the morning, but that's still subjective. I don't know if I will or not. But Saturday, I will not be live. And Sunday, there is a possibility that I'll be live, but I'll keep you guys posted on my stories. Okay. Gargle with warm water and salt. Yeah, I'm about to. It just came out of nowhere. But I feel like there was just so many distractions on this live. And I feel like I could be dehydrated too. 11:11, y'all. Anyways, I'm about to bounce off. I love you guys. Thank you all for tuning in. I would love to stick around and do readings for you guys, but we will just do that tomorrow. I just wanted to make sure that I tapped in and I was there for my collective, especially after the full moon. If you are experiencing a lot of things and you would like clarity, again, you guys can hit me up and send me a DM. You don't always have to wait until I go live. You guys can just hit me up on Instagram, okay? Have a wonderful night, you guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow.